Is this an inward or outward swinging door?
From me?
Outward swinging door. It's always from your vantage point. If you look at this door right here, you can't see the hinges. It's an inward swinging door. Outward swinging doors have hinges on them. Does that make sense? You don't get that through your head because you will be inside a structure and still have to force doors. You need to be able to assess and get through that door, okay? When we walk up on a door, an inward swinging door, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna shock the door looking for locks, all right? Outward swinging door, that doesn't, remember the frame, that doesn't help us very much. This door right here, metal door encased in concrete. I'm gonna shock the door. When I say shock anyways, instead of sound, because sound to me is kind of like, no, I need to know if there's behind this door. I'm going to shock the door, okay? Just like you're going to shock the hinge. When you shock the hinge, you're trying to break the screws in that hinge. Does that make sense? Yes, sir. So now, when we get to this point right here, we're going to gap the door, then we're going to set our tool, and then we're going to strike, okay? When we gap a door, one of these come in and just hold this back. Get down with me. Alright, when I gap a door, there's a couple ways to do it, but as I strike the gap, I will, instead of hit, so I don't hit here every time, I'll try and hit the door and slide it into place. Alright? I take, when I get my gap, I pull, I push on that door, and I use the tool as a fulcrum to get myself some space. Does that make sense? Alright? I can also, if I'm not having success with that, I can also get underneath and I can roll my tool up. Alright? I roll my tool up, I also create space. I can also turn my tool into a pie underneath right here, and I can create space there. 1,000 ways to skin a cat. Once I've got my door, I got a good progress going on. All I like to do, a lot of different techniques. Captain Prang was showing you guys the slap technique, slap to the door, right? I like the curve of this tool fits on my stomach. If you're if your stomach's not in the right position, try like this, maybe it doesn't fit. It fits perfectly on mine. So when I go up to the door, I put the tool in the door, and I get in a good position right here, and then I can call for a strike, keeping my arms out of the way. Once I call for a strike, remember, I'm going to get a strike. I'm going to get my tool approximately inch and a quarter through the door, and I'm watching as I progress capture this tool. All right? Come a little closer. As you guys get low, come closer. Watch how this tool goes in. That's why it's really important to put the tool in the right way, because when I push this door now to force it, look how the tool's natural curvature is going to cut behind this door around the frame, and it's going to help me force this door open. Pull that door hard. It's going to naturally force that door. Feel that? If I'm having a ton of problems, there's nothing to say. I can't start this. I have them strike a couple times, force behind this door, bend this door out, then I create a gap, now turn it back. Push my tool in, strike, then go. Use your tool. It's got a million ways. That Halligan's a great tool if you use every side of it. If you're defeated because some of these doors are going to be really hard to get past, it is what it is. All right. Taking the hinges is our last resort. You could do it with the pig, an 8-pound axe, or the Halligan if need be. All right. What else are we going to add on that?
Can you just put it in backwards and show the gap, the difference in the gap?
When I gap the door here, again, I'm break here. If I was going to put pressure this way, I don't have as much throw. It's really just to create that gap. I'm going to strike here, and I'm just going to bend this back, and the door will be seated with the lock, so I'll be able to get that force to force the edge of this door in some. Remember, I have to create a large enough gap so I don't have that C channel and have my tool on both sides of the C channel. Most of these doors are framed that way. Does that make sense?